Hey friends, how's it going and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I want to talk to you about assertion failure, and it mostly pertains to how we handle app crashes versus resorting to a silent failure. Alright, so as we all know, app crash is really bad. It's like a DDoS, a denial of service. It stops the user from using our app, which could result in monetary losses, and obviously the company won't be happy if we have a high crash rate, right? So many a times what developers, including myself, tend to do is that we resort to some kind of silent failure, okay? And this is a very good example of what a silent failure, how a silent failure looks like. So over here, I have a view controller with a text label, and I have this message over here. I'm expecting this message to not be nil. So inside the view deload, we perform some kind of operation over here. So as you can see, message, I just use a boolean random, and for some cases it will return a hello world, otherwise it returns a nil. And then what we tend to do is that we will guard let message equals message else return. If we have the message, we will just set this to the label. Otherwise, then let's not do anything. All right, so you will be very familiar with code like that. Okay, so this is technically what we call a silent failure, because in production, even if the return is being returned, the user, probably, when he taps on the button and nothing happens, he might just, queue the app and restart again, and hopefully things will work out. And for us developers, we won't be able to know if a problem occurs, unless, maybe we do some kind of logging over here. Maybe we log like some kind of error to maybe Datadog or Crashlytics or some kind of logging service. All right, then we will be notified. Otherwise, the user is going to fail silently, and we won't know of the problem until it gets severe. All right, so I want to share with you this called assertion failure. So what we can do is that we want to crash the app if what we are expecting is not expected. And we only want to crash the app when we are doing development. Obviously, we don't want to crash it during production, okay? And the way we can do that is, let me just show it to you, okay? So I'm going to remove this. So now, obviously, you know that the app will not crash, but let's add an assertion failure over here. So if you guys are not familiar with what an assertion failure here, let's just have a look. So basically, assertion failure is going to assert that something has failed, and it will crash your app during development only, during the debug mode only. All right, so I'm going to put something like expecting message, but it's missing. All right, something like that. Okay, so now when I run the app, okay, so obviously it's going to crash, okay, because I placed this assertion failure over here. So let me just quickly run the app, and let's see. Okay, build succeeded. So let's just wait for a while, and then as you can see, the app crashed. So obviously in your real device, the app will just shut down by itself. Okay, and this happens during development, and we want to catch it during development. As your colleagues are testing their feature, and sometimes they have to go through your flow to go to their feature, they're going to see this, and they're going to report this to you. All right. However, you notice that this crash only happens when we are in the debug build configuration. So obviously we don't want to do this on production. So let's come to release mode, and let's run the app right now, and let's see what happens over here. Okay, I'm going to put a breakpoint over here, and you notice that it's not being caught. All right, so even if I put a breakpoint on line 23, you realize that the crash is actually not being triggered on production. Okay, it looks like it's not even firing this line as well. So what this tells us is that the code will not reach line 26, and therefore this is a safe way to catch errors early in development. That's pretty much what I want to share with you. So assertion failure could be something that you might want to look into if you have a bunch of gut statements and you don't want to just silently fail. All right, that's all I have for you, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers and bye.